Now we have some of what I like to call the melodramatic or spectacle types of imagery in these films. I've particularly chosen this image because it really highlights how ugly this character is. If you think about it, across all three films, older characters are often portrayed as being really, really ugly. So that's actually really quite important. We have these like unflattering close-ups of their really gross characteristics. I mean, it's really important to note that it's not just the fact that he's wearing lipstick and rouge. His wig is fake, his sideburns, his eyebrows, his mustache, his goatee, it's all fake. I would even argue that the disgustingness of his teeth is intentional. I think there's been stuff put on the caps of his teeth to make them look really gross. And his facial expression he looks really devilish. So that's all very intentional. And here we have the father Capulet from Romeo and Juliet. This is at the ball. And remember, when Romeo is having that kind of like hallucination, he imagines the father, not his father, but Juliet's father, almost like a pig. And we hear this horrible squealing noise. Now, actually, in this shot right here, we can see really clearly that his costume is more like what a man from Roman times would wear, with the wreath in his hair, the gold band around his arm, and the robe. And the purple robe meant that you were like part of the government. So purple has always been a colour that was associated with like wealth and power. And again, the sequins is bright, it's colourful, it's in your face. Okay, so, and again, like totally unattractive. We don't want to have to look at his face. And I also chose this image of Juliet's mother, again with the sequins, again with the lack of attractiveness, basically. We're seeing very plain, simple Juliet contrasted with her garish mother wearing lots of makeup, sequins. Interesting to note, and you're about to see, I'm going to compare this to Strictly Ballroom. We've got this hourglass shape emphasized, wearing the corset. You can't see it, but her bust is pushed up, and heaps of makeup, far too much makeup. And then eventually she puts that wig on, and she looks completely overdone, okay? And you can see that more closely here. She's got this huge headdress over top of the wig. Dramatic makeup, sparkly. That sparkly sequins on her corset almost look like an opal, which is actually one of my favourite stones. But yeah, she's just completely over the top. And again, Scott Hastings even, completely sparkly and over the top here. And then if you look at his mother, we have this, you know, she's obviously older than Juliet's mother, but she's not shown to be attractive, just like Juliet's mother isn't. Look at those earrings over the top. Her hair is what is known as being set. So she goes to the hairdresser and has it permed into that shape, and then like combs it every morning, and so much hairspray. The off the shoulder cut doesn't even suit her. That pink colour, it's all just so over the top. And here's the real comparison to Romeo and Juliet. So you have the father and the mother. The father looks like a pig, and the mother looks like she's overstuffed, overdone, and we can see exactly the same thing here. This is the powerful figure in the film, the one who ruins everything for Scott Hastings, and his sort of accomplice and his girlfriend. He is ugly as, his eyebrows are like brushed into this arching shape. And remember that the very beginning when we see his teeth, and he looks horrible. And look at her, she's over the top, she's cinched in at the waist. You can tell she's wearing some kind of corset and push-up bra. And remember, her hair, I couldn't quite get a shot with all of it in there, but her hair is just like Scott Hastings' mother's, over the top, over stylized, peroxide blonde, which you can really compare them to Juliet's mother. I mean, if you put those three women next to each other, you can really see Baz Luhrmann's vision for portraying these unattractive, overdone women. especially compared to Juliet, who is pure, pretty, innocent looking. And here's the final one in this segment for now. Again, we can see, these guys aren't as major characters, but look at their costumes. I mean, they're just horrible. Look at her hair. It's got so much gel in it. It's sticking up vertically with diamantes stuck in it. She's got this kind of choker looking collar. There's yellow, there's silver, there's purple, there's orange. They're both ginger. No offense to gingers, but you've got to pick your colours wisely. So Baz Luhrmann is really intentionally showing these people as, he's making fun of them. And in a moment, you're going to see some shots from Romeo and Juliet that do exactly the same thing.